Prok9coach here. Just wanted to go over some obedience work. I've got Jack here. He's a 9 or 10-month-old pit bull. So I'm going to use him for my demo. Jack. Heel. All right, I always want to say my dog's name. I want to get their attention. All right, I also want them to know when I'm talking to them. So, Jack, look. Good boy. If they aren't going to look at me when I call their name, I'll reach and I'll touch, I'll do something, blow, do something to get their attention towards me. Jack, heel. Yep. Good. It's okay. So here's a good thing to mention here. He's very distracted right now because he's not been in here before, Jack. And he's seeing behind us his reflection on that glass door. Jack, heel. Sit. Good boy. All right, you'll notice I like to touch on the inside of their face because I don't want their eyes to be off in another direction, okay? I want their eyes to always come to me. So if I go inside their face, it makes him look in my direction. Then I keep eye contact. Jack, look. Good boy. All right, when I heel, I always start with my left foot. That way the dog follows me when I move with that left foot. Jack, look. Good. Heel. My goal is to walk with a loose leash. All right, so here I'm using 2 fingers. Jack is really good with this obedience work. Sit. All right, so when I do the stay, I always lead with my right foot. With a new dog, I really want to exaggerate this movement. So I'm going to put just a little bit of tension here on this leash. All right, I'm not pulling, I'm not correcting, just enough where if he moves, his movement is actually going to put tension. All right, the prong collar that I'm using, it's a Herm Springer. It's the best quality that I've found so far with prong collars. But the prong collar is not about hurting your dog, it's about pressure. Now, when he pulls against it, he feels pressure, all right? It really resembles the mother's teeth when she's telling them, you know, that's enough playing rough, that's enough nursing when she's ready to wean them. So it's really the first communication tool a puppy ever felt, all right, was the mother's teeth. And this represents that. It's also sometimes referred to as a mother's bite collar. All right, Jack, look, good boy. Stay. All right, so I'm gonna use a hand signal, okay? And I'm gonna move with my right foot. Stay. By doing my right foot first and stepping in front of him, my body language is telling him, you need to stay there, don't go past me. Look, stay. So once I do this, I'm going to step around. I'm going to hold my position for a few seconds in each spot. Stay. I don't like to repeat my commands, but when I'm doing the stay, I do repeat it on stay, okay? So I'm gonna move again. Jack, look. Stay. You can do a 10 count, a 5 count, a 30 count. You can do it as long as you want to, all right? If your dog is breaking, then they learn from the corrections when they do break, all right? I'm just gonna pretend this is a pole, all right? And I'm just walking around. It's straight up and down. If I pull towards me, it's gonna make the dog wanna break and come towards me. Stay. Look. Okay? Right foot. This is just an axis that I'm pivoting around. Good boy. Okay? I don't wanna pay my dog for not doing it or for doing a job before the job is done. All right, so once I'm done, I'm gonna come back here. Good boy, yes, that's a good boy. I don't wanna get too excited with his praise because if he gets too excited, then he's gonna break. all right? So we build up the patience and the tolerance in your dog in the stay position by using your tones correctly, praising them at the correct time for the correct behavior. Eye contact, I always want to tell them good. And before I give a dog free time, I'm going to get that eye contact. Jack, look. So he did it. So now I'm going to move my hand to get his attention. Jack, look. Yes. Use your tones. 1, 2, 3. Free time. There you go. There's his payment. He's getting love from me. Good boy. Good boy. Physical love and verbal love. Everybody likes a hug and everybody likes to be told that they're loved. Your dog's the same way. All right. Jack, heel. Okay, sit, good boy. So for the down, there's a couple ways of doing it. When you start a puppy, a lot of times, you'll take your hand, you're gonna go down, take the food to the ground, and the dog will follow the smell. Heel, sit, down, stay. All right, one of the downsides to using food is the dog gets so excited and they'll do what you want, but then they'll break because they're so excited. All right, so you've got to find a happy medium for ways that you do things. My style comes from a foundation of leadership. All right, leadership training is not about getting mad with your dog. It's about being the leader. And if you ask him to do something, you follow through and you make them do it. All right, that doesn't mean hit your dog, doesn't mean beat your dog. It just means to find a way using pressure, your leash. This is your telephone. This is your line of communication with your dog. All right. That being said, I've got him in the down stay, or just in a down. So now I'm gonna ask him to stay the exact same way I did the sit. I'm gonna go right foot first. I'm gonna step in front of my dog as to cut off that line of sight. All right, that line of sight is their escape. If they wanna go somewhere, they go where they look. The body always follows the head. Jack, look, good, stay. So my leash is my axis, stay. Behind the dog is the hardest place for them to do a stay, whether it's sitting or a down. They want to move their feet, all right? I don't tolerate foot movement when my dog is sitting, okay? If they do move their feet, I'm gonna move them and I'm gonna reposition them. I'll pretend there is an invisible X right where they're sitting or lying, okay? Stay. All right, so I've successfully gone around one time. I'm gonna do it again because he's expecting me to give him a free time. Stay. Good stay, yes. Okay. He's a little advanced, so I don't need to do this with him, but I'm gonna show you guys, okay? All right, so when I do the down, I showed you the one method with my hand. Jack, sit. Good boy, okay? So I do, my correction is with my foot. All right, so I'm gonna loop my leash so that it's high enough where if I sit, where if I put my foot on it, it's gonna create pressure on this collar. Okay, I'm not stomping it, I'm not being forceful or ugly, I'm just putting a little bit of pressure, okay? He goes with my foot at this point just by raising it up, down. So that little bit of pressure, okay? See, this is loose, but he understands that pressure and my foot coming up and down means to go down. All right, stay. Stay. All right, if you'll notice, my leash is lying on the ground, okay? So when I come back around, if I'm gonna praise him, the odds of him getting excited and breaking his down are pretty high. So I'm going to step on this leash, all right? It's putting no pressure on that, but if he stands up, it's gonna put pressure on his neck, and it's gonna immediately correct him, okay? Timing is everything with a correction. Once they do the wrong behavior, you put pressure on them. Okay, that's a good stay. Good boy, yes. Free time, good boy. That's a good boy. Now, if you'll notice, when I'm praising him afterwards, he's on free time, but his free time is still within the parameters of my 6-foot leash. All right. So I give him free time. And watch his tail. Watch how happy he's working. All right, look, he's prancing. Yes. Go around. Good boy. Okay, so he's a happy dog. He's happy to work. Sit. And he's got an itchy neck. All right. Stay. All right, so our next thing we're going to do is going to be our recall. The call to come. Look at this eye contact. That right there, that is money. Like, you cannot find something that makes me happier than good eye contact. All right? So I'm going to go to the end of my leash now. All right, this is going to be a little further on in the training. Stay. In a sit. Okay, so I'm at the end of my leash. All right. Jack, come. I'm going to reel my leash in. I want him to sit in front of me. Good. Come. Come. Good boy. So I'm taking steps backwards when I call him to come, all right? Because I'm trying to encourage him to be in front of me. I'm also trying to encourage him to come to me when he'd rather go play and do something else, right? So they like a moving target. If I'm a moving target, he's gonna wanna come to me more. Dogs pretty much act on prey drive in the wild, right? They're hunters. Wolves are hunters. Coyotes are hunters. Wild dogs are hunters. So movement, look. Good boy, yes. You'll see a lot of hand movements and foot movements when I do my work. All right, stay. Come. Sit. Yes. All right. Heel. Sit. Jack, come. Yes. All right. So I've got him sitting real good in front of me. Not as straight as I'd like, but I'm okay with that. This is not a competition. All right. This is just trying to get your dog to be the best dog he can be for you. All right. So once you end up here, still distracted with that glass. All right. So once you end up here, your dog's in front of you. You've got to find your finish. All right. I've got two finishes. I've got the heel and I've got the go around. Jack, look. Look. So he's going to follow my hand. Heel. So you'll see that I did a little back step. Heel, sit, good. Okay, so with that back step, it encourages him. Like I said, they want to follow movement. So I went back a little and back up. And it taught him to come right up. It encouraged him to come up, encouraged him to move his head and turn his body. All right, so I have a second finish as well, and it's the go around. All right, Jack, look. Stay. Come. Look. All right, I'm going to put him in the position I want him in, and I'm going to praise him in that position, okay? Let him know, yes, that's it. Good come. That's a good come. Yes. Okay, so now you'll see me take a step back with my right foot. I'm going to tell him to go around. To go around means to go to my other side and to come up into the heel position. Jack, go around. I'm going to take a couple of steps. Sit. All right, so with my leash, I don't want it to be loose so that if he does go past me, I have no control. All right, it's like driving a car. You make little adjustments constantly with your leash. Okay, so when I do that, he goes around, I take a couple of steps, and I'm gonna reach down, okay, close to the braids on my leather leash. I get all my stuff from Horton's Quality Canine. They're awesome. Their equipment is great. Been going to them for years. That's who I go to, okay? So with this leash, I reach down toward the braid. That way, if he does go past me, if he takes half a step too far, he'll feel pressure with his collar, okay? Prong collar is about pressure, not pain. I can't enforce that anymore, okay? This is a good way to start with really strong dogs. Not every dog needs it, but you'll never have the amount of correction that you have with a flat collar or a martingale or a choke chain. I use all of them, but each dog might not require the same one. All right, Jack, look. Free time, good boy. And for the guys out there, don't feel bad about getting high pitched. You're not gonna lose a little hole in your man card, all right? It makes a dog happy. And our goal is to have these dogs working and happy about working. All right, so that's my video for now. Pro Canine Coach. Talk to you guys later.